Hello, my lovely Libras. Welcome to your reading. So, today's reading is all about what surprises are coming in for you. So, I have premeditated and shuffled on your cards to see what's in store for you. So, now I am going to cleanse the space and the cards here also. And then I will get down to what cards have come out for you. So, I'm going to be cleansing the space. Okay. Okay then. So let's see what is in store for you. So I'm going to tell you what's in store, and then I'm going to tell you the clarifying cards. So let's see what one we had first for you then. Okay. So the first card that came out for you is the Strength card. So you are going to be having a lot of willpower, determination, and a lot of courage coming in. There is to be overcoming any uncertainties that is coming in your way. I'm seeing that there is to be a lot of patience and having calm regarding a certain situation that you're going through. I'm seeing there may have been some confrontation that you've been going through here as well. But there is someone that either tried underestimating you or you tried underestimating someone here. And there is a lot of fears that you're going to be overcoming here as well. You're going to be conquering them. Okay, this tell you what the clarifying cards is regarding behind that one then. We have the Star card. So there was a lot of hope and a lot of faith regarding a certain situation that you were going through. There was feelings of being loved and feeling very uplifted, and there was some significance and a lot of inspiration that did come your way. You did release the old version of you for a new version to come in, and I'm getting there is some open to new opportunities here as well. Reverse Four of Wands. There was a little small celebration of a personal goal that you had, and I'm getting there was inner harmony and a lot of stability here as well. You may have gone through a breakdown of a family or relationship here, and I'm getting there was some tension between your loved ones here as well. Reverse Nine of Pentacles. So you did go through a phase where you needed to spend some time alone. There was a lot of reflection due to your own self-worth. And I'm getting here that there is the need to know that you are good enough, and that you should have your family and friends around you more often, and just let other things come second. Okay. Next ones. So what is to come is the reverse Empress. So with the reverse Empress, you are going to make some time to have some self-love, self-appreciation and self-care as a priority. And I'm getting there is a lot of loving energy and focusing on yourself for the time being. You are going to be overcoming some creative block regarding some new ideas that is coming in, and I'm getting you going to be expressing yourself a bit more here. There is to be not being bothered about what people think anymore, and this could be regarding to a certain situation or to your body confidence. There is a lot of rediscovering your beauty as well, and also there may have been a situation where someone have been over too smothering, like being too motherly, or being too overprotective or controlling or codependent within a situation that you've been going through. And I'm getting there is to be independent, trust, and loving compassions to be coming in from this person. Okay, the clarifying card is the reverse 10 of Wands. So there is to be some sign of you was doing something too much by your own self, and I'm getting there was no one there to help you in a certain situation, so there was a lot of struggles on your behalf and you needed to try and help yourself before helping others. There was a heavy weight on your shoulders, but you just didn't want to tell anyone about it. This just kept pushing you down and down and down and causing a lot of confliction with you and yourself as well. I'm getting that you may have pushed people away, especially them you love the most. And I'm getting there may be some secrets that you have been keeping as well here. And I'm getting that whatever secrets or whatever things that you've been keeping to yourself, if you tell someone, then this will bring some form of weight off your shoulders. I'm sensing there will be a little bit of relief. Okay. Next is the Eight of Swords. So there is to be the feeling of either feeling trapped or feeling restricted to do with some form of circumstance. And again, for some of you, it may be to do with your own inner turmoil, your own influences, so to speak. And I'm getting this can be regarding a unfulfilling job or relationship, or to do with some form of finances and debt. You may be overthinking a lot of things and replacing negative thoughts and needing to put positive thoughts over the negative thoughts. There is the need to try and open to finding the answer to what you need to know regarding a certain situation. And I'm getting there is to be hoping out that things can work out on your side, so to speak. And I'm getting for some of you, you may have been putting one foot out the door and the other foot inside. So in a relationship, you may be in and out of a relationship or in and out of a certain situation or circumstance, and you need to try and listen to your own intuition more and just try and trust yourself a bit more with regards to your own wants and your feelings. We then had the Hermit card. So I'm getting there was a time where you took some time out or you needed to take some time out. There was withdrawing from people and also taking one step at a time. There is also going into a new direction by focusing on yourself and examining yourself and examining certain situations around you. There was to try and begin to evaluate your own responsibilities and priorities for a while. Okay, Seven of Wands. So you was going through a very challenging time. You did work very hard to be where you are, and I'm getting there is some stress that you went through where you needed to fight for what was right, and you fought for what you stood for, so to speak. And there was having someone to help defend on your part as well. There was someone helping you. There was the sense of having a support around you. You needed to try and help yourself to back yourself up in a certain situation. I've got here for some of you as well, and this may have came as a surprise to some of you. There was a lot of persistence and having some courage to try and confront someone here as well that may have posed as a threat to you or to your loved ones that was around you. Okay, we have the King of Pentacles in reverse. So you need to try and look closely towards your relationship regarding your money or your family life. And I'm getting here also, you need to try and control your money as well. And there is something where it is impacting on certain areas of your life. For some of you, you may be putting love above other things, or you're putting your job above other things, or money before your loved ones. So again, for some of you, you may be a workaholic and neglecting your loved ones here. And again, there may be a possible incline with some money obsessions here as well. Okay. Next one is the reverse Five of Wands. So you had gone through a phase where you was facing some internal conflict, and you was very unclear on where you stood with important situations and important issues. There was a feeling of, shall I stay or shall I go in a certain situation? There may be someone who disagreed with whatever you was doing at this time. And I'm getting there was a sigh of relief after a certain struggle, and you went through a phase where you was no longer up as competition with someone here as well. And I'm getting there was working on a lot of your anger and your hostility, and trying to make a relationship more secure, more stable, and going through a phase where you do not need to prove yourself anymore. Okay. Let's see what we have next. So you have the reverse Justice card. So with the reverse Justice card, this is saying something is feeling to you that is not right. Either someone's not feeling right, or there's a situation that you feel is not right. And this is coming to you as there is to be a choice on your behalf. And I'm getting you either going to be hiding something, or you are going to be owning up to something, or someone is going to be hiding or owning up to something. Because I'm getting here there is a mistake, but also there is to be a resolution, a solving of a form of a resolution here. And I'm getting something is on someone's conscious here as well. Someone is not willing to take full responsibility for their actions. They're trying to dodge something. And there may be involvements to do with either an unfair outcome, or dispute, or legal matters. Okay, the clarification card is reverse Queen of Cups. So the reverse Queen of Cups is saying that there was the need to focus on your own emotional well-being and needing to take care of yourself. You was emotionally drained, and you needed to try and set some boundaries with your loved ones. They know you love them, but also they should know that you shouldn't be carrying their baggage and doing this, that and the other all the time for them. It can drain you immensely. And I've got that they need to take more responsibilities for their feelings and for their life experiences and for their own certain situations that they're going through. And I'm getting that they need to learn how to cope on their own, and not to have you being dragged up in a certain situation. But I'm getting here, there may be also some codependency issues within your relationship, and I'm getting that it is not healthy for you or your partner, so something needs to be sorted here. And this could be also regarding a family situation where it's not healthy and is not good for you or your family. Also we have here is you may be going through a phase where you're letting your heart rule your head, and this is where a lot of your emotions was overwhelming you, and you need to try and express your feelings privately with someone that you could trust. so that you can't get it thrown back in your face, so to speak. So I'm getting you do need a time to spend alone, spend some quality time for yourself, do some meditation, because I'm getting if you don't sort things out, then you're going to be bottling these emotions, and these are going to cause a lot of suffering for you and also for the ones around you. Reverse Six of Swords. So you went through a personal or spiritual transition. You left behind a certain relationship or behavior pattern or form of a belief that no longer serves you. And I'm getting here, you may need to try and push past your own comfort zone. You may be resisting some change and transition because you believe that it's been forced upon you and that is not your decision and it's not your choice. You just feel like whatever it is, it's been forced upon you. I'm getting there may be some unfinished business here or unresolved conflict that you need to try and understand before you can fully move on with your life. And again, that you are going to be eventually moving forward to a better future. Knight of Swords in reverse. So there was some restlessness and a lot of frustration to do with wanting to take a action, but something or someone was holding you back. And I'm getting that there may have been involvement of a rash or impulsive decisions, and a lot of scattered energy, scattered thoughts, and constantly changing of the mind here. There is also the need to try and slow down, otherwise you're at risk of severe exhaustion. And I'm getting that sometimes you feel like you cannot succeed at anything due to whatever energy and situation that you're in or you was in. And I'm getting that you need time to yourself and you need a lot of rest and you need to try and meditate and try and banish all this negative energy that is surrounding you. Okay. Three of Cups. There is to be a celebration or a certain friendship coming in. There is to be some support. It could be involved with your family to do with a certain situation. There is also a great connection coming in as well. Either you and your partner will be standing by one another through thick and thin, or there is to be a lot of love and support that is going to be shown. I'm getting here there is a lot of amazing things that is coming in for you, and there is to be spending some quality times with your loved ones or also your friends. So clarifying that card, we have the reverse Page of Wands. This is about something stirred within yourself, and this was something new, something you've been thinking a while. And I feel like you felt that you didn't know how to turn it into action. You may have already had some issues with it, which caused a lot of things like being weighed down with responsibilities and troubles. I'm getting you may have also been allowing some self-limiting beliefs and inner fears and anxiety to get in the way of what you want to achieve. I'm getting there is to be an intense spiritual journey or discovery that you're going to be finding out, but you're choosing to keep it to yourself and you're going to be keeping it very private. The Moon. You did have some fears that did creep out for you. This was due to some form of past experiences and some painful memories that caused a lot of distress. And with this, you did keep it bottled up inside you, and you ended up ignoring it so much that they slowly come back, they slowly creeped in to you, and this made you feel overwhelmed. It caused a lot of anxiety, a lot of anxiousness. You did come a bit fearful about what could have happened with your actions here as well. There may have been some uncertainty also, and thinking that you need to try and release a specific person or a situation to bring in new energy and new things. King of Swords. Oh, okay, fly. King of Swords. So there is someone or yourself that was ready to confront anyone that posed as a threat, or life threw at you. So whatever came at you, you was ready for it. There was a sense of someone that was a power and an authority figure that also had some clarity and tried perceiving the truth. There was some decisions that was made based on a form of a judgment of a situation. I'm getting also there may have been a time where either you or this person felt really detached or disinterested here as well. You did go through a phase where there was some legal advice that you was either going to seek or you did seek, and I'm getting there was having a form of an expert opinion regarding something. Someone come in and gave you some smart advice. Okay, what do we have here now? Okay, Three of Swords. So something is going to be making you feel a bit deeply hurt. There's either feeling disappointed, feeling hurt, or there is jealousy. I'm seeing there may be something coming in with hurtful words, actions, or intentions here. Something may be coming in that is very painful, that is to come out of the blue. I'm getting the feeling that you are going to have a form of upset, withdrawal, but also letting your emotions show here. And it is good to show your emotions. You know, having that cry, it helps cleanse your soul. It helps you feel better after it. And I'm getting with that, you slowly going to move on forward with your life. And no matter whatever painful situation you're going through, it will eventually subside and it'll pass, and it will just be temporary. So the cards to clarify behind that reading was the reverse world. So there was a personal issue that needed closure, and it could be to do with a relationship or something to do with your past, and you wanted to move on from this. There was a lot of obstacles that you overcame, and also it helped you to learn and to grow. Ace of Pentacles. There was a new beginning that came in for you. Could have been finances, wealth, career, a job opportunity. There was also some prosperity and abundance that came in. Something came in that you manifested. And I'm getting, for some of you, it was to do with finances, but also there was something that amplified for you. There was positive energy and some goodness that did come in for you. Then you had the Five of Swords. So something came in where there was a falling out or a form of a disagreement. There was conflict where you went and walked away with a sense of sadness, loss, or upset to do with the situation. I'm getting some of you may have been a bit resentful here as well. There was heated words that was spoken, but some of you wish that you could take back what was said. And I'm getting that you make sure that you get your own way and you prove that whatever you say, it is right. There is someone that may be feeling a bit threatened by you, and I'm getting this is where the need is to make amends and trying to move forward with your life. Okay. Next we have the Devil. So there is to be something or someone that is going to be holding you back from being your own best version of yourself. I'm getting it could be a person, or it could be habits, dependencies, behaviors, thought patterns, relationships, or some form of addiction. that is going to be getting in your way. And I'm getting you need to try and acknowledge or hold someone accountable for a certain situation here as well. And getting there have been some recurring patterns that may be going on here that you can see as a constant action that keeps going on all the time, and you feel like there is a lot of codependency, unhealthiness, and toxic energies going on. Okay, Seven of Cups. You did have some opportunities that came in. There were some choices that was made for some of you, or you made yourself. Again, there was a lot of overwhelmness by certain choices, and I'm getting someone's ego was getting involved here, and this was a lot of egoisticness, being in the frame of mind of wishful thinking. I'm getting there was the feeling that what you wanted to happen or what you wanted to do, you wanted to bring into reality, but it wasn't working in the reality. It was not going the way you wanted. I'm getting also you needed to try and focus on one thing at a time, because there was a lot of rush going on and being sidetracked with some temptations here as well. Queen of Pentacles. So there was a full-time job that you had. There was a lot of contribution to family. There was a lot of support. There was a lot of healthy balance that was coming in, and being very stable, being independent, bringing in a lot of prosperity here, and there was a lot of generosity that came in. Two of Wands. There is to be a plan of action coming in for you. You're going to be exploring some options, and you are going to be planning ahead. You are going to be open to some new growth and exploring some new things, because there is contemplation about an overseas travel or further education coming in. I'm getting there is to be some expanding knowledge for some of you here as well. There is some choices to be made, whether to stick with what you know or to leave your sense of familiarity and go for the once in a lifetime opportunity. Next is Ten of Swords in reverse. So there is to be an ending that you're not ready to face up to. The more you resist this ending, the more it'll keep happening. And again, no matter how painful it is for you, you can get over it. You can start afresh. You can move on. And just know that everything happens for a reason, and it will eventually give you personal growth. There may be things that you're carrying around, like burdens or wounds that you keep pushed deep down, that is not good for you, that you will eventually need to deal with once and for all. Knight of Cups. There was someone that came in with a love offer that had a lot of caring energy about them, that had a lot of compassion. They come in to take some form of action. This was either on a decision based on how they felt about you, or regarding a certain situation or something they felt that they need to talk about or they needed to act upon. Okay, next is reverse Two of Cups. So you did go through a phase where you was having a lot of self-love, self-appreciating and accepting who you are. You did welcome in some happiness because you know you deserve this happiness. But I'm getting for some of you, there was a breakup. There was a big falling out that could have been to do with either not having the same interests, or there was a lack of trust, or finding it difficult to open up to one another. But also I'm getting is that sense of not agreeing. So there's agree to disagree here. Okay, the last ones we have now then is the Two of Swords. So you are going to be facing a very challenging decision, and you are going to be a little bit unsure what option to take, but you are going to get there. You are going to be seeking out some outside options, asking some people like, what should I do? Should I do this? Should I do that? You know, you're going to ask for some advice. So there is advice you're going to be seeking. But I'm getting for some of you, you are going to be avoiding making a decision. But the more you avoid making a choice or decision, the more hard it can get, and it can cause a form of conflict. And you need to try and make this choice with your own best intentions, and try and be more aware of the possible consequences around this decision that you're going to be making. Okay, Wheel of Fortune. So something did turn in your favour, and you did have that form of some good luck was turning your way. There was a lot of happiness, abundance, prosperity, and all good things that came in for you. And I'm getting, with the reverse tower, you went through a personal transition. You transformed, but I'm also getting there was something that happened that was very bad, that took a big toll on yourself and others around you. But also I am getting that it was very unsettling, but it was for good. It was for the right purpose, you know. And I'm getting that something wasn't good for you, or for a certain situation that you was in, and from that you learned a very big valuable lesson. Okay, last card is the Ace of Swords. So there was a breakthrough that came in for you. There was that sense of trying to seek justice. You try and cut ties with someone, or cut ties with a certain situation. I'm getting you were going through a new start. There was something new that came in for you, and it made that new way of thinking for you. So something positive ended up coming out for you. Okay then, Libra, so that is what I have for you. If you enjoy my videos, please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And until next time, take care. Bye bye.